Hello everyone, welcome to my video, my channel. My name's Phil, I'm a personal trainer and I want to talk to you today about sleep. Now I'm feeling a bit sleep deprived because it's so hot here right now, and I've made this video, got halfway through and I realised little green lines on my screen weren't dancing. I forgot to turn on the microphone. What a banana. But anyway, so sleep is one of the foundations of a healthy mind and body. It's often overlooked in favour for intense workouts and strict diets, but it is one of the most powerful tools in your toolbox to build a healthy body and mind. We often think of sleep as doing absolutely nothing, and nothing can be further from the truth. When you're asleep, your body and brain are incredibly busy performing essential maintenance tasks and repair and recovery processes that are simply impossible whilst you're awake. Think of it as your body's nightly tune up and recharge session. So I want to break down a few bullet points that are on the screen just behind the camera here. So if my eye keeps going, you know why, won't you? So physical repair and muscle growth. Anyone who's been hitting the gym, this is an absolute key fundamental for you. During sleep, your body releases growth hormone. Now, you've heard about this. Sylvester Stallone was found with bottles of it in his luggage at the airport a few years ago, which explains a few things, but hey ho, let's move on. Growth hormone is absolutely vital for muscle repair, regeneration, and growth. When your muscles literally build stronger and stronger, better after a workout. Without adequate sleep, you are throwing a twig as the spokes of life, and your body's ability to recover from training slows down significantly. It increases soreness and even can increase your risk of injury, which means you can't get back in the gym and you can't do simple things. I liken it to trying to build a house and not letting the concrete set. It looks good, but it starts sagging and falling and becomes structurally unsound. And eventually, through very little warning, really, you see the key points, it all falls apart, doesn't it? Excuse me. So, let's talk about your hormones. I've got a teenage daughter. I hate talking about hormones, so I forget the look. You know, look I mean. So, I want to talk about two hormones to start off with. Those are your hunger and satiety hormones, ghrelin and leptin. If you haven't read much about them, I suggest you pick up a Wikipedia article or a book and understand how it all works. So, very, very quickly, ghrelin is your hunger hormone. It's what tells you to put something in your belly. Your tummy is telling your throat's being cut and it's time to remedy that. And leptin tells you when you're full. Now, when they work well together, everything flows nicely. But if your tiredness, your ghrelin has been elevated, your leptin has been depressed, it leaves you liable to increased heart cravings, eating unhealthy foods, overeating, and ultimately damages your ability to successfully manage your weight. So go away, read about these two hormones. I may do a video in the future, but right now I don't want to spend too long going over it. The old stress hormone, cortisone. Chronic sleep deprivation elevates cortisol levels, which can lead to muscle breakdown, fat storage, especially around your midsection if you're a chap, and sometimes with women, they tend to get it a bit lower around their hips and their bottoms. Impaired immune function, and stress and anxiety will go up. Then, for the guys, testosterone. Adequate sleep is crucial for maintaining a healthy testosterone level. As you get older, your body naturally decreases, so you need to be very mindful of not keeping those 18, 19, 20-year-old hours. Protect that hormone, testosterone. And we know what us guys like to use it for, and not just for building muscle now, is it? So, now we'll talk about your immune functions. Think about when you're sleep deprived. What's one of the first things that goes completely to the wall? And it's your resistance to illness. People pick up that cold, that insignificant cut in your finger, doesn't heal nearly quickly enough. And it's because your body, when you're asleep, produces cytokines, which are a protein which helps manage and fight infection and inflammation. When you're constantly short on sleep, your immune system is compromised. Surprise, surprise. Then, cognitive function and mental well-being. Let me scroll down a little bit here. So, when you're asleep, your mind is doing a clear house. It's getting rid of all the junk that's been floating around in your head, helping you to file it away. Anything you learned that day, it's put in there for recall later. Yeah, your ability to make decisions. So if you're tired, you cannot concentrate. And that will actually have a massive effect on your ability to do your job well. You could be sitting at your desk reading the same email for the fourth time, thinking I'm missing something or half asleep, and also driving safely. Now, how many times have you driven along the motorway, you've seen the sign on the gantry, take a break, time is kills? I don't think there's anything more hard-hitting than that. And there has been TARDIS has been equated to drink driving. And unfortunately, the police don't have a mechanism safe enough for prosecution to hold you accountable if you're driving through lack of sleep. And of course, the old moods. If you're tired, you become very irritable. Your moods will swing, you get anxiety, you even get depressed. And a depression is a black dog. Lucky enough, I've never been bitten by that black dog hard enough to not shake it off. But sleep helps your brain manage your emotions and cope with stresses overall. So you can think about it, it's a horrible feedback loop, isn't it? Lack of sleep. Cortisol goes up, your stress levels go up, you can't sleep, now I don't know how much of insomnia could be attributed to that, but I will say a lion's share would be that horrible feedback loop of stress, tiredness, and eventually, you know, you think you're Tyler Durden and you're punching yourself in the face in the car park. Popular culture reference, 1999, I think it was, wasn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, of course. So, cardiovascular health, let's talk about that. So, during sleep, your blood pressure and your heart rate naturally drop, allowing your cardiovascular system to rest and recover. Chronic sleep deprivation puts constant stress on your heart and blood vessels, increasing your blood pressure, heart disease, and risk of stroke, and ultimately obesity, which then again increases your risk of heart disease and stroke. Again, it's all linked, isn't it? You need to really think long and hard about how your body works and try to understand it. You don't need me to tell you this. So, how much sleep do we really need? And this is the hard thing for any adult to hit. Now, you read your books, your articles, and they'll say that an adult, on average, needs between 7 to 9 quality hours sleep per night. You hear about these superstars that get by on 4 and function very well. Hats off to them. You're not an outlier. Go to sleep. All right? Enjoy your sleep. Now, for athletes who are undergoing intense training, they would probably need to have the upper limit of that. If you have a sedentary job, the lower limit. But please try and stick between the two. Now, equally important is not just the amount you sleep, it's how well you sleep. Because if you sleep properly, you go through all the sleep stages of REM and light sleep and what. It allows you to wake up rested and ready to fight the next day. So, how do we do this? What do we need to be mindful of to actually achieve this sleep panacea, this Goldilocks zone of sleep? So, number one, stick to a schedule. If you want your, we'll say 8 hours a night, just for intents and purposes of simple math in my noggin, you're 8 hours a night, you want to get up at 7, you want to be asleep by 11. Simple. Eggs is eggs, isn't it? So stick to that schedule, weekends included. Don't stay up late just because an S appears in the day. All right, because on Sunday you need to get up on the Monday anyway. Try and keep it regular. Of course, don't be too mainly retentive about it. If you're going to a party or your kid's stage show and it's going to interrupt your sleep, make you up the other end. All right, but please be aware also that sleep is not a bank account. If you're in debt, you're in debt. That's it. It doesn't reset because you slept 12 hours the next night. You might feel better for it, but that's not how it works. Create a relaxing bedtime schedule. Tell your body it's time to wind down. Take a bath, read a book, meditate, a bit of gentle stretching by the side of the bed, and avoid intense exercise too close to bedtime. Now, when I give that advice to people, they look at me going, have you seen my spouse? Insatiable. And I go, well, sleep through it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, but be mindful that intense vigorous exercise immediately before going to sleep isn't the best thing in the world for you. Now, of course, you've got the environment. My wife, I've often said, can sleep on a washing line during a bomb run. I'm not like that. I need to have the room as dark as possible. If you've been to my house, you know that out the back we've got a whole bunch of houses. I'm sure the guy lives around at the end of my garden. He used to work in security because his house has more floodlights than a football stadium. And when my cats are being naughty and don't come home, I guarantee 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, they'll walk past the sensor and off when the lights come. The whole room, before we got blackout curtains, which is what is very, very important, lit up like a, I don't know, maybe a Christmas tree, because that'd be my kind of lights, but you get the analogy. Excuse me. Temperature wise, it's very hard this time of year. We're going through a bit of a heat wave, a bubble. Looking at the thermostat on my wall here, it's 27 degrees. Gotta love these new build houses. Super energy efficient. When it gets hot outside, the house becomes an oven, and you do what you can to cool it down. But the ideal temperature to sleep in is 18 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and for you people who like to work in imperial, 65 to 68. I've got it written down here, so I didn't do any mental maths either. I'm quite clever. I'm not that good. Right, so quiet. Minimize the noise around you. If that includes using earplugs to block out your husband or wife snoring, consider investing in it. Or alternatively, buy a white noise machine which creates that sound, which, even though for me it sounds like a fly in a jar, annoying, in time, it's something triggers in your head and it helps you to doze off. Invest in decent bedding, something comfortable. Make sure your mattress fits your comfort likings and your pillows are not 20 years old and as thin as a sheet of paper and smelled like a farmyard. Because I've stayed in a hotel like that once when I was younger and I didn't sleep for a week. I actually had to book into a decent hotel for 2 nights just to recover. Okay, limit stimulants too late in the day. As much as we enjoy a coffee after our meal, it contains caffeine. The half life is such it will disrupt your sleep potentially. So, after 4 to 6, depending on your sleep patterns, try and cut out stimulants. Avoid nicotine, avoid the heavy meal because your body will be too busy processing it to let you sleep comfortably and fully. And this is a one for the more modern life, even though we've had these things for 20 years now. Limit your screen time. Your mobile phone, your tablet, and TV even emit blue lights and it can disrupt your sleep. So try and knock it on head 60 minutes before lights out. If you have an e-reader or a tablet, you can turn off the blue light, which minimizes it. Do so. Do what works for you, but be aware that doing such things can make your life a bit difficult. Make sure you get sunlight in your eyes every day just to reset your circadian rhythm. You know, when you get up, go downstairs. I don't know what your routine is, but for me, go downstairs, turn on the kettle, turn on the coffee machine, open the doors, take a glass of water. I walk to the end of the garden, I'll drink it, look back at the house, I'll walk back in. That's all it takes 35, 40 seconds, and I've done enough. And then throughout the day, I make sure I leave the house, I go for a walk at lunchtime, or such things. And as hard as it is, we need to learn to manage our stress, don't we? So find a healthy ways to cope with stress throughout the day, whether it's exercise, mindfulness, journaling, talking to your friend, going to bed with a racing mind will make sleep hard. Also, when you wake up in the morning, if you go to bed ruminating on things, it will hit you like a freight train in the morning. So, my screen now tells me do a bottom line. You can train as hard as you want, eat as clean as possible, but if you're seriously and consistently sacrificing your sleep, it will lead to complications and you'll be leaving everything on the table. Think of sleep as the invisible yet indispensable pillar holding up your entire health and fitness structure. Prioritize your sleep, make it non-negotiable. Your body and mind performance will thank you in the long run. If this video has helped you in any way, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my video if you haven't done so already. I won't blow up your feed with things. Let me know in the comments below one small change that you might make tonight to help you with sleep. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please like. Please comment. And I'll thank you and I'll see you in my next video.